If you would like some good quality anime merch, you can get it from Beautiful Halo, link in the description, and don't forget to use my link. And for 5% off on your next $49 plus order, use the code MEME, and for 10% off on your next $99 plus order, use code MEME, MEME, and let's get right into the intro. Welcome back, guys. This is the King of Weebs here, and this is what if Naruto was made into the ultimate weapon, part 1. And we will begin this video straight away. Nothing to shout out, nothing to do, and I'm pretty bored. I'm going to finish this recording, 40 to 1 hour long, 4 minutes to 1 hour long, and I'm going to go binge watch my anime. Yes, anyways, I have been bored. I've actually been burnt out from what ifs, and I'm just gonna keep doing it until my 1 year anniversary. Then I'm probably going to do my project and actually just take a break. Anyways, we begin this video with Naruto, of course, being a young child, and Danzo seeing that Naruto is actually wandering around the village, and of course Danzo saw that Naruto was starved, and he knew that Naruto would be starved because no one in the village actually helped him out. Nothing, no one is even bothered to even give him the time of day. Not even 2 minutes, not even 30 seconds to talk to him and say if he wants food. Nah, nothing. They all hate him. Naruto's hated by everyone in the village except for the normal people. But of course, Naruto's just a child right now. He's not even 8, and he's not even enrolled in the academy yet. Anyways, Naruto, of course, is seen by Danzo, and Danzo actually goes and talks to Naruto. Naruto was ecstatic because this was the first time someone has ever talked to him, and of course Naruto actually was really excited. Not sorry, I said wasn't. He was really excited to talk to Danzo. He didn't know that Danzo was a bad person, but of course the Danzo's philosophy is not that bad, to be honest. If we really think about it, Danzo wanted the right thing but went around the wrong way. Anyways, he went around his own way instead of the way that Hashirama wanted to, or Naruto wanted to, or Jiraiya wanted to. If he just went their way, he would have been alright. Think about it. Danzo just wanted to protect his village with everything he had. Of course, he hated Uchiha. Not really hated, but that was Tobirama. But anyways, let me not talk about this here. Anyways, now Naruto, of course, was talking to Danzo over a bowl of ramen. Yes, Danzo actually offered him some food, and Naruto thought that Danzo was a kind man, but of course Danzo was all doing this for his own gain, because he wants to, of course not his own, and he actually wants the gain for the village. But anyways, now it's a pretty selfish reason why he's talking to Naruto. He's not actually doing it for Naruto's sake. Anyways, Danzo, of course, knows about Naruto's secret, being the Naruto's Jinchuriki. Of course, Naruto didn't know this, but still, Danzo knew this, and he realized that their most powerful weapon is inside this kid. And so, he had a plan in his head. He's like, what if I make this kid the most powerful ninja ever? What if I give him everything? What if he becomes OP, like overpowered? You know what I mean? And so, he wants Naruto to become the strongest ninja ever. Of course, he wants it his way, not like, Naruto's going to train for the rest of his life until he becomes strong as fuck. No, he's going to go around his own way, his snaky ways. And of course, this was Orochimaru was still in contact with Danzo. Danzo didn't hate him yet, and they were still doing some business. Anyways, of course, now, and just saying, Naruto's a 4-year-old. If someone needs specifications, he's a 4-year-old. Anywho, now Naruto, who was actually talking to Danzo. Danzo actually asks Naruto if his home is lonely, and Naruto says yes, he is, and he has no one there, and it's just him, and it's pretty messy too. And Danzo asks him if he wants to come back to, his home, basically the Andu, the root basically. And Naruto says, but I'm not sure. And basically, Danzo convinces Naruto by saying that there are a lot of people there. And anyways, Naruto actually goes there at night. Of course, this was around like 7 p.m. and it was a winter day. So it would get really dark. Like right now, it's 5 p.m. and fucking hell, dark as fuck. Anyways, I went out just like a few seconds ago to do some grocery shopping anyway. Now, Naruto, of course, who was going with Danzo, of course, he's seen by Itachi and Shisui, who are actually coming back from a mission, this time under the Hokage, not the Root. And so they saw Naruto going with him, and they don't pay too much attention to it. Of course, Itachi, who was actually thinking pretty deep about it, Shisui thought about it, but then he's like, it's not too bad, and he stopped. But Itachi kept it in mind. Anyways, of course, Naruto is taken there, and he's been experimented on. Danzo and Orochimaru was called up, and Danzo took advantage of Naruto's body and Naruto's capabilities, since he has a ton of chakra. There's so much chakra that he even yeah, bro, it's so much chakra, and he realizes this. Anyways, now, of course, Naruto, who was there for a few weeks, yes, a few weeks past, Naruto hasn't gone out, and he's been tested on. He's been, Hashirama cells were put into him, and also he's been tested with... He's been tested on for increasing his physical abilities. For example, adding more Hashirama cells would increase his physical abilities. But at the same time, they're actually training him too. They're not just doing this. Of course, they need Naruto to train. And so, of course, Naruto has been training for this long. And Itachi and Shisui saw Naruto there. Of course, they were confused. But then the Hokage was actually alerted. And, the Hokage was pretty pissed off that Danzo took Naruto into the Anbu. And remember... Minato hated the Anbu. He didn't really hate them, but the Root, he wanted Kakashi to get out of the Root as fast as possible, because Kakashi was turning dark, and so he knows that this wouldn't be what the fourth Hokage wanted, and then he went to Danzo to talk to him, and Danzo says, do you really think this is for me? This is for the village, Hiruzen. Do you not understand? This child is our strongest weapon. He's the Naruto's Jinchuriki. If we don't train him like we're meant to, he's not going to be useful in the war. In any wars, in fact. Imagine the Cloud attacks us. They have 2 Jinchurikis, and I'm pretty sure they wouldn't waste any time, and they would train them to become strong as hell. Stronger than you, maybe. Who knows? And the Hokage got persuaded by Danzo's, manipulative language. Anyways, we move. English. Now, Naruto, of course, who's been training there for a full year now, and he hasn't made any friends. He hasn't, talked to anyone there. No one there is actually willing to talk to Naruto anyway. Some people are scared, some people just don't want to, some people don't care, except for Itachi and Shisui. Naruto's now 5, so Itachi and Shisui are a bit older. I'm pretty sure Itachi killed... Wait, 1 second. I'm fucking triggered. I recorded another the full 7 minutes of this, and it didn't record. What the fuck is this bullshit? No! Oh my days. Oh, I had another stuff. Fuck me! Anyways, we continue. I said a few things. Anyways, of course, Itachi was actually 13 when he killed the Uchiha clan, 6 months after Shisui's death. So Itachi was 10 here, and Shisui was 12. I'll say that Shisui was actually 2 years older than Itachi. But anyways, of course, a few years passed. Naruto is now 8, and the Uchiha massacre actually happens, and Shisui dies, and Naruto here finally, of course, I'm not sure if I said that he got the Hashirama cells, but he does have Hashirama cells, and after a bit, of course, now Naruto has started training a lot harder with Danzo, and anyways, now he hasn't unlocked wood release at all, but of course, after the Uchiha massacre, Naruto got something new. He actually got a Sharingan off of Fugaku. Yes, we don't know much about the Fugaku's Monketsu or his abilities, but one thing is sure that, one thing I am sure about is that he might have, I'm not really sure about this, but it's a bit of plot armor, but I'll say that Fugaku must have had explosion release. Anyways, not explosion release, but what I mean by that is that he is able to make things explode without without even looking at them, or things around him explode, because he is able to, well, in one of the filler flashbacks, I'm pretty sure, to the Naruto's attack, he was in a temple and he made it explode without the Naruto's being around or anything. He wasn't even near it. But anyways, Naruto continues his training for another 4 years with Danzo. And anyways, of course, Danzo is pretty brutal to Naruto and doesn't have too much mercy upon him. But after all of this, Naruto, of course, starts actually using both wood release. Yes, he actually, around the age of 10, he learns, how to use wood release. He actually unlocked it, and in one of the fights against Danzo, he actually used it. And so, Naruto actually started training with Yamato. Of course, Danzo actually got Yamato to train Naruto, and he actually gave a few scrolls with wood release techniques on them. But still, Naruto didn't learn too many things. Of course, since he trained with Yamato, he learned quite a bit. Not as much as he would have if he trained with just wood release over 2 years. But of course, he trained on other things too. For example, using the Sharingan, which is actually really, really useful for Naruto. And one thing is that Naruto cannot show the Sharingan to anyone. So he wears a little bandana-like thing, and once he actually gets a leaf headband, because Naruto does not like wearing a mask, he tells that to Danzo, and Danzo accepts it. He actually wants a headband so he can hide his eye. Anyways, of course, now Naruto is not the Naruto we all know. Naruto has lost all feelings, all types, not feelings, but he's not apathetic. He has feelings, but he has lost that a little bit of charm he had towards becoming Hokage. He was charmed by Hokages. He wanted to become Hokage himself as a kid, but now he's lost. he he has given up on it. And anywho, now, of course, lol. Sorry, I just watched Goresh's video. I skipped most of it. Yo, I feel so sad for him. Man took bare long to fucking pull the fucking Gogeta. Anyways, we move. Now, of course, Naruto, who is now 12, actually went to the academy to take his test. And since, Naruto shouldn't have even taken his test because he's an Anbu. He's already a ninja. But anyways, of course, the Hokage finally understood that Naruto's changed too much. He can see it in Naruto's eyes. Naruto does not have that little sparkle that he had when he was a kid, and it's just a dull blue. And once Naruto actually entered the academy doors, of course, he saw something. Of course, he saw a lot of people giving him looks because they do recognize him. And there were a few people who remember Naruto, like Shikamaru and Choji, because they actually knew Naruto. They were actually his friends even at the age of 4. But anyways, now, of course, Naruto just looks at them and just walks off to the examination room, and he comes back out into the room and just waits, because he can't go home yet. Anyways, he doesn't really have a home. But anyways, of course, after this, the whole Danzo was pretty pissed off, but at the same time, he had a plan. Even if Naruto wasn't in the Anbu anymore, it doesn't matter to him, because Naruto is loyal to him already, and so it doesn't matter. Anyways, Naruto and Naruto, of course, was going home until a few people came to him, and of course Naruto just looked at them and asked what did they want, and it was actually Shikamaru Choji, and it was actually Tsuki as well. Yes, this is going to be a Tsuki ship, and she will be Sasuke's sister here. And I'm sorry for all the fans, Hinata fans, but I said in the beginning, Naruto never met Hinata here because he actually got enrolled into Anbu straight away from the age of 4. But anyways, of course, Naruto being overpowered as hell, he has jutsu that no one's allowed to learn. For example, a jutsu that not many people know is the Majestic Destroy Flame, and only from what I've known, only one person knows it from the series, and that is Madara. Anyways, of course, Naruto has not all five chakra ninjas. Sorry, he has three: wind, water, and fire. As of right now. But anyways, now Naruto, who was actually trying to unlock his fourth one, which he wanted actually lightning release, he didn't really get anywhere near it. And just saying, sorry, did I say three? I meant four, because water and earth are two that he needs for wood release. Naruto's trying to unlock his last one. Of course, it's going to take him a while, since he needs to train a lot harder. Anyways, now Naruto, of course, has been put in Team 7. Yes, he's actually been put in Team 7 with Tsuki, Sasuke, and Sakura. Yes, for some reason, there was 4 people in this team. But anyways, there is a reason for that. Naruto, of course, has been in the Anbu, and he knew Itachi and Shisui, and the Hokage didn't know that. He never talked to them or anything, and thought that it'd be a good idea for Naruto to know his own father's student, and also be in a team where he can actually interact with people who have pretty much lost everything too. For example, Tsuki and Sasuke, they've lost their parents too, and they can relate a bit more to Naruto than anyone else. And Sakura was just put on there because why not? Anyways, of course, now Naruto wasn't too fussed about this team, other than he knew that these two Uchihas are part of Itachi's family, and the Itachi's younger siblings. And Naruto was confused on why they had to put him here. And Naruto and Itachi didn't have any fights, but Naruto kind of did ignore Itachi once, where when Itachi actually asked him something about what Danzo teaches him, and just ignored him and never talked to him again. And so he thought that maybe this is not the best of lineups, but anyways, or team ups. But anyways, of course, Team 7 had to wait for their teacher, and not many questions were asked to Naruto, because Naruto gave off an aura of he gave off a pretty scary aura. The best way to describe it is, but of course, now Naruto and Team 7, since Naruto's basically not really part of Team 7, he doesn't consider himself part of Team 7. We're just waiting for Kakashi. But anyways, now Naruto, of course, once he saw Kakashi, he actually realized who he was, and said, Kakashi of the Sharingan, underneath it, no, of course he didn't say it out loud, he whispered it to himself. But anyways, now Kakashi saw that it was Naruto Uzumaki, and he knew who Naruto is. And anywho, Team 7 was taken up to the roof to, they actually had to tell each other what their dreams were, and what they want to be in the future and everything, or what their dreams and what the likes and dislikes are. And anywho, everything's the same except for Tsuki's and Naruto's. Tsuki says that her likes are training and making new friends, while her dislikes are remembering the past, which is basically like Naruto. And of course, Naruto, her goal is to actually find out what truly happened to why the Uchiha massacre actually happened. Of course, she's not here for revenge or anything. She's not trying to become stronger for revenge. But anyways, now, next was Naruto, who was last. And of course, Naruto had completely different dreams from them. Naruto actually told Team 7 that his likes are being alone, his dislikes are being around people, and his goal is just to protect the village that he was in, and not to cause too much trouble to the villagers. Of course, these weren't too bad, but of course, Kakashi could see that Naruto, while he was saying this, he had no feelings in them. Of course, he's not apathetic, as I told you multiple times, but of course, Naruto didn't really mean most of them, because he didn't care. He didn't care. He meant 2 of them, and he meant 1 of them. Sorry, not liking, disliking when people are around him. But anyways, of course, the other 2 are true. Aren't all real because Naruto does hate being alone, but it's the only thing that he can do, and that goes to show that he doesn't want to cause trouble. The causing trouble to others is true too. You could see that they were really different. The first one was really fake, while the other two were said with a bit of feeling. Anyways, of course, Naruto not liking being around people, it goes to show that he doesn't want to trouble them. And anywho, of course, Naruto being alone is really what hurts him. But anyways, he doesn't want to disturb anyone, doesn't want to cause trouble to any of the villagers, so he has to be alone, and that's the only way he can protect the village, by actually not causing them trouble. And whenever they are in trouble from other people or something, someone's attacking, Naruto would kill easily, with no without hesitating. Hesitance. Is that a word? If it is, I'm a god. I'm not. But anyways, now, of course, the next day, they actually go off to... before the next day. Kakashi explains that tomorrow there will be an exam for all of them except for Naruto. Naruto's exam will be today, while they will all watch while Naruto fights. Of course, Naruto's like, so you want to show them that I'm strong, huh? And Naruto says it bluntly, and Kakashi says, no, I just want to show them that you're in a different league, which means they have to train pretty hard to keep up with you. You'll be their inspiration, Naruto. And Naruto's like, what if they're already stronger than me? Who knows? And plus, I don't want to fight you. There's no point. We all know you're stronger than me. And Kakashi says, I wouldn't really say so. After all, you were in the army for 8 years. And, Naruto says, weren't you in the army too? And, then Kakashi says, yeah, but the fourth Hokage was the one, my sensei was the one to actually pull me out of the darkness, just like the Hokage did to you. So please be grateful to the Hokage. And I guess we can understand each other. After all, we were in the same, pretty much in the same squadron. Basically, in a squad with Itachi. Yes, he was in a squad with Itachi. Anyways, now, he doesn't really mean that, but, he means that they were working under the same person, which is Danzo. But anyways, now, of course, Naruto actually says, alright then, well, we're fighting, and everyone goes to the Team 7 training round, and the fight commences by Kakashi actually telling Naruto to go all out, and Kakashi doesn't even have his book out because he knows that Naruto's dangerous. He knows that Naruto's strong, and he doesn't actually know Naruto's abilities. Anywho, Naruto then looks at Kakashi and lets out some of his bloodlust to actually make Kakashi back down. But of course, Kakashi then just, gives him a nice smile and appears in front of him and says, if you're not going to make the first move, I'll do it. And, he tries to punch Naruto right in the face, but then Naruto actually disappears from his vision. And then Kakashi releases the Genjutsu, which was a Genjutsu, yes. Naruto actually tried to put Kakashi under a Genjutsu, and just saying, Naruto's eyes is covered, but something that Naruto knows how to do is Genjutsu without even using that eye. He doesn't even have to look at the person. He can just, Genjutsu them. And anyways, once he does look at the person with the Sharingan, that's a whole different Genjutsu. Anyways, of course, Naruto and Kakashi actually begin a taijutsu fight. And of course, Team 7 sees that, Naruto's much stronger than all of them put together. If they were to fight Naruto in a one-on-one fight, or even a 3v1, a fight to the death, Naruto would be able to kill them easily, because Kakashi actually got out his Sharingan. If Kakashi was using his Sharingan, and he used pretty strong techniques, for example, he did use the Lightning Hound, which Naruto was able to easily get rid of by using his Earth release, by actually creating an Earth spears, which were literal spears of earth coming out from the ground and literally impaling the Lightning Hound, and of course that neutralized the lightning. Anyways, remember, earth, I'm pretty sure rocks are immune to lightning. Anyways, now Naruto actually comes in front of Kakashi and literally using wind release. Yes, he actually increased his speed with wind release, and then he actually added fire release to his feet, and his leg started glowing red and orange and yellow, a bit like Sanji, and literally kicks Kakashi, but Kakashi literally stops it with just his forearm, and then looks at Naruto and says, this is over. And as he says that, he actually becomes into lightning. And yes, this was a lightning clone, which Naruto wasn't expecting. And in the end, he gets electrocuted, and of course he's paralyzed. But as Kakashi was about to end the fight by actually punching him one more time in the gut, Naruto was able to do one last move. And as he did that, he actually let out a ton of lightning. This is something that Naruto wasn't expecting himself to do. And this is the first time he's actually used lightning release and literally created a lightning barrier around him. And this was a technique that he actually tried to learn with lightning release, but he never had lightning release. And it's something that he wanted to use because it's really strong for defense. But anyways, of course, Naruto's first time doing this wasn't the best, but Kakashi actually persevered and literally broke through the lightning because he was really weak, and literally punched Naruto in the gut, and Naruto, fainted. Of course, Naruto didn't even use his full power. He didn't even use a wood release or his Sharingan, which would have changed the fight outcome. Of course, he would have still lost because he's not an expert in both of them, while Kakashi is an expert with the Sharingan and with 1,000 different jutsus, since he copied them. Anyways, now, Team 7 was actually shown the strength of Naruto, and Kakashi says, you see, that's how strong you have to be tomorrow, you understand? And of course, that's something that they can't do, but this was hinting at one thing. And once they left, Naruto's like, so you're hinting at teamwork, huh? And Kakashi then says, so you already found out? Well, you don't have to do the test tomorrow, since you've already shown me that you can fight. Anyways, I don't even know why you're in Team 7. You should be a Chunin or maybe even a Jonin. And I know you're hiding something underneath that mask. Who gave it to you? And Kakashi was able to see this thanks to his Sharingan, and he saw that there was a lot of chakra concentration in Naruto's left eye, right eye. And anyways, Naruto then actually explains that to Kakashi that he actually got off of Danzo and he's not going to say anything else. And the only reason he's telling him this is because, he knows that Kakashi won't tell anyone. And anyways, of course, Kakashi doesn't tell anyone, not even the Hokage. He would only tell the Hokage unless Naruto did something bad with it. And anyways, now, Naruto, who actually was heading home, and it was getting pretty dark now. Of course, he got intercepted by a person who was actually Tsuki. Tsuki then actually asks Naruto to actually teach her. And, she actually bows down to him. And Naruto says, what do you mean? And, she tells him that she saw how Naruto fought Kakashi and she was really impressed and she really wants to learn from Naruto. Naruto then says, I still don't understand what you mean by learn from me. And, now Tsuki then says that she doesn't know how to use her lightning release properly. She has it, she knows she has it, but she can't use it because she's not experienced with it. And Naruto then says that, well, you asked me, from out of all 5 chakra natures, you asked me my worst one. And she asks, and then she's like, wait, what? And and she actually, Tsuki then asks, what does he mean? And basically Naruto says that he actually just unlocked lightning release. He actually wanted to unlock it a long time ago, but he wasn't able to until today. He was pushed to the edge where he had to use it. Something that awakened in him instinctively. Of course, then Tsuki actually asks Naruto if he can teach her fire release then, because the only fire release technique she has is the fireball jutsu, but her one is really weak. And Naruto then says, well, if it's weak, that means you're not putting enough chakra into it, and if you can't put enough chakra into it, that means you have low chakra reserves. And what do you want me to teach you about fire release? And Tsuki then says that she's trying to make this technique where she basically engulfs herself in fire, and it increases her physical abilities, just the strength, because fire increases her strength. And basically Naruto's like, oh, so basically like my kick before. And Tsuki's like, yeah, but I want more like a full body version. And basically Naruto's like, that will take a lot of chakra out of you, and it will take a big toll on you, since you're going to be losing since you're going to affect your own body by burning it. And Tsuki then says, but how did you do it then? And Naruto then actually, of course, this was Naruto. The only reason Naruto is able to use it is because of the Hashirama cells and the regeneration skill that he has. And Naruto then says, well, you see, I'm able to heal myself real fast. It's called regeneration. and I'm able to make my own cells regenerate faster than usual, which means all my injuries get healed as they appear. As fast as they appear, they disappear. And Tsuki's like, but doesn't that go against the laws of nature? And basically Naruto's like, yes, it does. But doesn't it go against the laws of nature for us to use water, fire, wind, lightning, and earth release? Do you not think about that? So why should I not go against nature if I'm already doing it while being a ninja? And basically Tsuki then says, fair enough. And Naruto then says that there's no time for him to teach her, other than actually throwing a scroll to her and saying that this technique is a really strong technique. It will take her a while, so she won't be able to learn it by tomorrow. But it's something that Naruto gave Tsuki as a more like happy to meet you or something, a gift. Basically, he just gave her as a gift since he didn't need anymore, and he was actually the majestic destroyer flame. Of course, Naruto knew that she wasn't going to learn this anytime soon, because Naruto was not a prodigy, first of all, and he took months to learn that technique. Over 8 months to learn it. And Tsuki, he doesn't know if she's a prodigy or not, but even if she's a prodigy, she will take a long ass time to learn that. Even if she's a prodigy, at least a month. That's what Naruto thinks, but he doesn't know that Tsuki's actually a generational genius. She already has the 3-to-1 Sharingan, which she doesn't use too often. But anyways, she tries to be as normal as possible. I'm not trying to say that being an Uchiha is not normal, but of course she's trying to train herself and without the Sharingan, in case she can't use it one day and she'll have to rely on her normal abilities. That's why she tries to learn more things to actually increase her physical abilities that she doesn't have, abilities that she can use when she doesn't have the Sharingan. Anyways, of course Naruto then walks off and Tsuki then actually begins her training. The next day actually arrives and Naruto actually comes late. Of course, he knew that Kakashi was going to come late, and so he actually didn't come. And this time Naruto, of course, not wanting to actually interfere with Kakashi's plan, he didn't tell them anything, but something that he did do is actually bring them some breakfast. They didn't eat breakfast that day, and Naruto came 11, an hour before Kakashi, and so he actually gave them breakfast. He made it himself, and basically, Team 7 actually had it, and Naruto says, that should be enough. I'm not going to help you in the exam, and I'm not going to tell you what the exam truly is about, since you have to be just as strong as me. And Naruto gives them that clue again, which means that they have to work together. Of course, Tsuki actually understood it. She realized that to be strong as him, all 3 of them would have to work together. 3 of them put together would actually give Naruto a little bit of a challenge. But of course, Sasuke and Sakura didn't notice. Sakura was too busy looking at Sasuke, and Sasuke would not even want to work with any of those 2. Anyways, now, of course, the tuning exam. How can we say tuning exam? The bell test begins. Kakashi explaining everything that only 2 people will pass. Of course, Tsuki knowing the true meaning of this test now, thanks to the reminder of the, hint that Kakashi gave and Naruto gave. Of course, now she actually goes to her teammates and tells them that Kakashi and Naruto have both said what the true meaning of this test is, to be just as strong as Naruto. And Sasuke then says, what do you mean by that? I don't understand. Are you trying to waste our time? And Tsuki says, how do you think we're going to be as strong as Naruto within a few hours? Think about it, Sasuke. Maybe use your brain instead of your power. And Sasuke's like, what'd you just say? And Sakura's like, wait, if we work together, that means we could actually put up a challenge against him, right? And Tsuki then says, exactly, so we have to work together. If we don't work together, not only will we not get the bells, but we will just fail. And maybe, just maybe, if we actually do work together, this test, we might pass it even without getting the bells. I have a hunch, a sneaking suspicion that this test is all about teamwork. It doesn't matter about the bells. The bells are just there, just to trick them, to actually think that they have to work individually, but in reality it's just to actually work, to actually distract them. And anyways, of course, Sasuke actually now realizes that this is the only way and the most plausible way anyways Now, Team 7 actually comes out of the bushes and they start working together. Sakura will be the distraction while both Sasuke and and Tsuki work together to actually take the 2 bells. And Tsuki says that if she gets the bell, she'll give hers to, Sakura. So it's just fair since she's going to be the bait. Of course, Sakura just goes in straight, running in. And Naruto then realizes that the 2 Uchihas were moving on both sides of the woods. And Naruto says, so they found out. And Naruto smiles for the first time in a while. For some reason, Naruto hasn't smiled in so long. Well, not for some reason, but for some reason, Naruto actually smiled for the first time in so long. And even Naruto was confused. He's like, I'm smiling? Where is this? This isn't me. And then he actually stops smiling and he actually gets serious. And he wants to see how these lot actually take on Kakashi. But anyways, of course, Sakura comes in with a few kunais, throwing kunais and shurikens. Of course, they weren't even straight. Like, they went all each side of Kakashi. They were literally missing Kakashi. But then, out of nowhere, the 2 Uchihas arrive. Of course, Sasuke says 5-star fireball jutsu with actually his 2 Tomoe Sharingan, while Tsuki activates a 3 Tomoe Sharingan and says 5-star majestic destroyer flame. And as she says that, a strong wave of heat is heading towards towards Kakashi. One smaller fireball jutsu from his right and from his left. A massive, majestic destroyer flame. Of course, Kakashi was completely confused on how this happened. And so, he actually did a few hand seals to actually create an Earth-style Earth Dome. This protected him. It didn't affect him at all. But, still, the earth around him started actually melting. But it was just in time. Kakashi's Earth Dome was strong enough to actually withstand the 2 Fireball Jutsus, the Fireball Jutsu and Tsuki's Majestic Destroyer Flame. Wait, 1 second. Let me see if the Majestic Destroyer Flame is an S-rank technique. I suppose I'm wrong. Apparently, it doesn't seem too complex like the Raikiri or the Rasen Shuriken, which are both S-rank techniques. But it may just look strong because Madara is using it first of all. But anyways, now, of course, Naruto saw this and he was completely baffled. He's like, wait, hold up, how can she use that already? And basically he didn't know she was like such a generational genius. But anyways, now Naruto actually started clapping after this. Kakashi actually comes out of the Earth Dome and says, I guess this test is already over, Kakashi. Or shall I say Kakashi Sensei? Shall I say Kakashi Sensei? And Kakashi's like, what do you mean? And basically Naruto's like, they've showed good enough teamwork and Sakura was the bait. And now, look at you. You had to use a pretty strong technique. And also, they nearly destroyed it if you didn't add so much chakra to it. And Tsuki was able to learn the Majestic Destroyer Flame, which I don't think anyone else other than me and her know. And maybe Madara Uchiha. And basically, after hearing this name, they get confused. And, Kakashi's that. That's enough from you, Naruto. Anyway, I guess you're right. And they have passed. They worked together. It wasn't the best, but I guess it is what it is. And basically after this, anyway, after Team 7 actually passes the bell test, Naruto actually disappears. Of course, saying one more thing before that, congratulations on becoming Genins. Now, of course, Tsuki actually wanted to thank Naruto for teaching her that technique. Well, of course, she couldn't get a chance because Naruto disappeared. Naruto then, now we skip to Naruto, of course. He's actually on top of the fourth Hokage's whole face and is looking up to the sky. And is maybe being a Genin isn't that bad. But by that, it means that he's actually finding it a bit more fun being in a team made out of Genin than actually being in the Hanbu, since he gets to interact more, and plus, it's just a lot better for him. Anyways, that is where I'm going to end off. I hope you enjoyed the play. Stay safe. This was King of Weebs. Don't forget to subscribe to Ratreet, meaning man 123, my friend Hxmesh, and my second channel, the King of Noobs. And I might be making a third channel, but that's probably going to be like my true second channel, which is just going to be about Dragon Ball Voice. A gaming channel is a completely different channel, since it's not to do with anime, and my channel is mostly to do with anime called Naruto. Anyways, also, don't forget to follow Shoker on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter, don't forget. And join the Discord server. We have a lot of fun there. Yesterday we got raided. Oh no, wait. This wouldn't come out. No, it was today, 2 a.m. 2 a.m. on the 28th of December. This will come out on the 30th of December, I believe. But on the 28th, oh, bro, those pricks. And it was one of the YouTuber too. Like, he has like 800 subs. I'm like, why are you doing this? He's probably deleting my message, my comment on this video, but I don't really care. I don't like him. He's some dickhead, fam. Just spamming next stop, inappropriate shit. First of all, and some, bro, it's so annoying. See, when people do that, it's just funny, but it's kind of annoying. Can't sin it. Anyways, hope you enjoyed it. Please take care, stay safe. This was the King of Weebs. I'm Duckling. See you dismissed. Peace.